Well, another sidebar that if you're in this position next year, you'll have the opportunity to go to both Cariftas swimming championships and the Carifta Games.
Are they both in the same place?
They are both in Trinidad next year.
That is a welcome news, because I know last year the track was in Bahamas and I think the swimming was in Curacao.
Yes.
And this year it was Bahamas and Grenada. So I'm glad that the organizers of both Carifta Games have been able to put them in the same place, and I will, because we did have much success with our swim team at the Carifta Swim as well. And though I was not there, I was keeping up with their progress. And again, thank you to Islandstats for the coverage that you provide on that.
Not a problem. In June, right here at the Rodolphe Stadium, Bermuda start their quest for Nations League football and World Cup football. Of late, the team has been doing rather well. Things didn't go the way they wanted it to in Saudi Arabia, but hey, we look forward to getting the boys back together. But just a little bit on the national football team and the things that they've been able to accomplish with, when I say very little togetherness. This team, most of the guys are abroad and are brought together and quickly have to form into this relationship and understanding, which we see.
Well, I mean, it's 6 of one, half dozen the other, right? I mean, because previously, one of the discussion points around our national teams was that they were not getting overseas and international experience.
Right.
Now we have almost 100% of the team actually playing in international places outside of Bermuda, and now the discussion is, well, is there enough cohesion? I would say this, that you look at the teams like Brazil. Brazilians play all over the world, and they get on private jets, they get on whatever they do, and they go down to Brazil and they do not miss a beat.
Right.
Because I would say that with our long-term athletic plans that we are putting in place, one of the national sports governing bodies that has taken this up and run with it, even with their own stuff, is the Bermuda Football Association. So they understand the development that these young men are getting, and young ladies outside of Bermuda. And that could only be a benefit to Bermuda. So I don't, get much into the discussion about them not being here. I'm friends with some of the coaching staff, the local coaching staff, as well as the head coach, who, although is not Bermudian, he is bringing another level of expertise and knowing how to gel those players together. So I'm looking forward to what we have. I'm looking forward to June, and the competitions are coming up, and whenever the schedule allows, I will be there to support.
Sure. Now, I heard you mention the long-term development plan. How are we going with that? Because, when it first came out, the first thing I looked at was how much time you're giving yourself to have it all implemented. So how is these procedures going?
I can tell you this, very, very happy. One of the first workshops we did, we made it mandatory for the national sports governing bodies. And you would say, well, how can you do that? Well, the government and the taxpayer gives grants to national sports governing bodies. And we have some very strict criteria as to what you need to, go by in order to keep your national sports governing body status. And we added, one of the criteria that we added is that your national sports governing body must be a part of and must show that you are working towards the long-term athletic development plans. And I will tell you that every single one of them, we have about 26 national sports governing bodies. They come to the workshops, they send representatives, and now different organizations are at different parts of this plan. I will give credit, and I will call his name, Mr. Maurice Lowe, who's the technical director at the Bermuda Football Association, has literally run with this, and they are doing great things over there as far as mapping out what this looks like. And there are others as well. So I'm happy with the progress. We needed to give it time, so people would, get on board, people would understand, and then people would say, let's see how we can get this to work for us. And we are using some overseas coaches, and when I say coaches, like strategic coaches, to help with the structure and bring some sort of experience. But it is being driven by the national sports governing bodies themselves, and we're
Sure.
happy to see that.
What's the latest with this facility?
Well, this facility is an aging facility. We'll start there, and you know that. As the seats that I'm sitting in, you will see they are brand new. They may feel a little different than the ones that were here before, but it is an upgrade to what we had. Previously some of these seats were falling apart. They were becoming dangerous, and we undertook to fix this. And I want to give credit to the National Sports Center and the board for implementing these new seats that we have so we can come in and be comfortable. But there are other pieces to this. We have now finished putting up the solar structure. We're waiting for a few more pieces. We should have the full solar connected in, I would say, a few months. And once we do that, we can start bringing the cost of operating this facility down. All the lights are now LED lights. There's a beautiful pool that we have, 50-meter pool, and everybody loves it, but it costs a lot of money to run. And we have to say thank you to our corporate partners that have continued to allow us to run this facility for the betterment of the young people of this country, for the football team that practice. I mean, you come up here at 6 a.m. in the morning, we have footballers up here practicing their skills. We have a full track of locals that are walking around keeping active. You would have seen at the North Field and some games over here last weekend, the Kappa Classic cannot be held without using this facility. Behind us, we have the Hockey Federation that use their facility. So this is a gem for this island, and I would like to see more corporate partners come on and help us to bring down some of our costs. But we are doing what we can when we can with the resources that we have. And you will see that once we get this solar project turned on, we will have some additional funds to do some of the upgrades that people have been waiting on for years. So I will say this, the National Sports Center is not going anywhere, and the National Sports Center will continue to improve on the product that we have to offer this country. Sure.
Anything else you want to add?
Well, I think that as we sit here, the weather is getting good. The birds are chirping. So, we have a lot to look forward to in sports. We've got the Smash International that is coming up, and that, in its first year, a lot of people are anticipating what that's going to look like. Right. And we've got some international athletes coming in, so I want everyone to get out and support that. The government has put some sponsorship behind that, so that we can, start showing sports in a different light. And I think the timing of it is actually perfect. We're going to have our Smash International here, but 2 weeks before the T20 World Cup starts, right. and the Caribbean region is going to be front and center in that, and I'm glad things worked out the way it did. Right. It was supposed to be in the United States. They had some issues, and the beneficiary of that is our brothers and sisters to the south who are going to get that exposure. So I'd like us to come out and support that. We've got the domestic cricket league starting, and then obviously, if you did not know, Mr. Basin, and I would remind your audience that Cleveland County playing the first county game this year, and I will anticipate that Cleveland will play in the other two as well. So. We got some exciting times. I think you like that one.
The good thing about that is all 4 teams play no matter whether they're on the field or off the field. So I anticipate Cleveland to be at all 3 rounds in some shape or form, in some capacity. Yes. But good luck to Cleveland County this year in Eastern County.
It's becoming a calling card of my tenure as Minister of Sport. The two things that everyone would know as standard is that Devonshire Colts will get a shout out as well as Cleveland County.
Well, you're hoping that Cleveland County have the year that Devonshire Colts had, then?
Absolutely. There you go.
All right, Minister. Well, thank you very much. We'll see you this weekend, next weekend, and whenever else we get the chance to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Basin, and I appreciate again the work that Islandstats are doing.
Thank you.